Hello and welcome to A Sunny Book Nook. Today I am going to be doing the anti-TBR tag. I've been seeing this everywhere, all over my subscription box, and it looks really fun, and I like hearing other people's spicy, controversial opinions on books. So here are mine. The first question in this tag is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. And I think this one would definitely have to be The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I read the first, chapter of the book. I didn't really enjoy it, so I will not be reading this, and I'm sorry. I know everyone loves it, but it's not for me, love. This is the next day, so I'm sorry. But I actually think my answer to a book that I'm not interested in reading at all has to be A Little Life by Hanya. I'm forgetting the last name of the author, but you all know this book. I just feel like I don't want to put myself through that amount of emotional pain and trauma for no reason, because I'm just not really interested in that sort of story. I'm not interested in reading trauma porn and being really sad for no reason. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would be for me, you know? Question number 2 of this tag is a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. And for this, I have to say H.G. Wells, because he's a racist. Orwell, again, racist, and also just irritating. And Jane Austen, because I read Emma, I didn't really like it. Tried to read Pride and Prejudice, didn't really like it. I'm just not a fan of this whole of her vibes. Her vibes are off to me a little bit, I think. Yeah. And the third question is an author whose books you have no interest in reading. And I think I would have to go with Sarah J. Maas, Holly Black, Cassandra Clare for sure, Stephen King. Yeah, and that bleeds into the next question, which is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Yes, Stephen King especially. In my mind, there's no reason to be reading his books. Unless it's for nostalgia or whatever, for pop culture things, but I have no interest. And he's just too annoying online, and his books just seem kind of racist and sexist, and he also seems kind of racist and sexist, so I just have very, very negative feelings towards him as an author. And the next question is an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. And I think V.E. Schwab would work for this one, because I read A Darker Shade of Magic, will not be finishing that series. I tried to read Vicious, did not like it, well, DNF'd. I tried to read Invisible Life, obviously, DNF. Also tried reading Holly Black's The Cruel Prince, didn't really like it, won't be finishing the series, won't be reading any more from her. Question number 5 is a genre you have no interest in, or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. And to be honest, for most fiction genres, I will read. I like mystery, sci-fi, speculative fiction, fantasy, young adult, middle grade, literary fiction, historical fiction. I don't care. I will read any of it. I think it's all fun. But with nonfiction, there's so much nonfiction I have no interest in reading. Mostly just modern stuff. A lot of political memoirs and kind of modern political books. I have no interest in them. I don't want to read the perspective and life of a war criminal. I have no interest in it. And the fact that every month these brand new hardcover books with the same font and imagery on them just get churned out, it makes me feel gross and icky inside, and I don't want to read that. Also, self-help books. I think Books with Leo talked about this. I don't want to read self-help books. They're all pretty much cringy. They all kind of give really not great advice, in my opinion, or stuff that feels really obvious, you know? The next question is a series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF'd. So many series, because a lot of the time I don't really like fantasy series for this reason. So when I do, typically if I finish a fantasy series, or if I read the whole trilogy or whatever, that is a favorite. The Mistborn trilogy, the Broken Earth trilogy, because I read all of those books, they are favorites, because I would not have finished the entire series if the first book was not a favorite of all time, which both of those are. But books that I cannot continue with is R.F. Kuang's Poppy War series. I'm sorry. I know people love it so much. I get why. It is a well-written book. It is good on an objective level. However, it's not really for me. I don't really like the main character and her voice. I'm not a fan of the war setting. I don't have an interest in it. And yeah, I will not be continuing that series. Another series, The Cruel Prince series, no. ACOTAR, I read the first book. Like I said, I'm not reading Sarah Jane Lass, so no, I'll not be continuing with that series. I have no interest in reading those series or finishing them. And the last question is a new release you have no interest in reading. And for this, I have to say, again, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, because everyone's talking about it, but another one is probably Legendborn, because I'm at the beginning of it right now, and it's not really clicking with me. I don't know whether I should DNF, I might continue, but it's not hitting the way it seems to be hitting for you guys. So it's not that I have no interest in reading it, it's just that I've like just started it and I'm not really vibing with it, you know? Those are all of the questions in this tag. Those are all the anti-TBR tag prompts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't come for me. I'm sorry for having opinions. And like, comment, subscribe, all that stupid bullshit. My social media is all linked down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!